Last Sunday night, the world witnessed the Oscars. Oh wait, 50% less of the world witnessed the Oscars on Sunday night than it did last year. You didn't miss anything. Except my dog Chris Nolan, for his movie Tenet, took home the Visual Effects Award. The most noteworthy Oscar-related talking point, in my opinion, emerged from when the Gospel Coalition reposted an article from 2017 titled, "Why the Oscars Matter to Christians." The Facebook post included this teaser paragraph. "While there's sure to be endless debate over the Academy's choices, one thing is true about all the nominated movies, actors, writers, and others. They achieve some degree of excellence." For any readers still on Facebook, don't bother leaving any red-pilled boomer memes on the post. TGC already locked out the comments. Instead, I encourage you to actually read the article to not miss the nuance of what the author wrote. His 3 main points of the article are, and I'm quoting this, "The Oscars honor excellence. Number 2, the Oscars transcend individual taste. Number 3, the Oscars remind us of the power of story." Most of the commenters rejected the very title of the article, saying that no, the Oscars do not matter to Christians. And the author seemed to anticipate this pushback in his introduction, and he wrote, and I quote, "Conservative evangelicals often think little of mainstream movie culture. It's not a mystery that the industry is dominated by progressive politics and secular worldviews. I've talked to many who feel that the Oscars telecast is little more than a 3-hour showcase for Hollywood's ideology and perhaps a celebration of some stories and ideas that Christians ought not endorse. These concerns are legitimate, but I believe Christians would be wise to enjoy and appreciate the Academy Awards. To use Andy Crouch's helpful terminology, evangelicals should be aware of adopting an instinctively hostile posture toward culture. Rather, our posture ought to be one of grateful discernment, rejoicing in what's good, and rejecting what's bad when necessary." End quote. So does the substance of the article warrant the pushback it received on Facebook the night of the Oscars? Are the comments good for building up, as fits the occasion, or do they show an unhealthy craving for controversy? I agree with the author's overall point in a vacuum, and what I mean by that is that, in my opinion, Christians should have a posture of grateful discernment, as he put it, rejoicing in what's good and rejecting what's bad when necessary. For example, Arrival, which I view as a fantastic movie, intentionally or unintentionally depicted one of the most potent pro-life Hollywood narratives I've ever seen. And that movie was nominated for Best Picture in 2017. In 2020, this current Oscars year, the Oscar-winning Tenet commends us that we live our lives in such a way that blesses our posterity. So I have no issue with rejoicing with what's good in even Oscar-nominated movies or actors or writers, so on and so forth. My main issue with the article is that it seems to gloss over the explicit and implicit spirit of Antichrist at work in a large number of these Oscar-nominated movies, actors, and writers. And this has been going on well before 2017, which is when the article was published. I don't think there's much of a difference between 2017 Hollywood and 2020 Hollywood. The 2017 Oscars awarded Best Picture to Moonlight, an explicitly and outspokenly pro-LGBTQ+ movie. And I would say Hollywood's content has gotten even worse since then, in terms of its immorality, in terms of how it contradicts Christian principles. So saying the Oscars matter to Christians, insofar as they honor excellence, is like saying pagan worship services matter to Christians insofar as the food offered to idols smells great or the service is well performed. I love the smell of meat being cooked on a grill as much as the next guy, but I'm certain God is more disgusted by the fact that the food is being offered to an idol, a false god, than how good the food smells or how well performed the service is. God hates false worship, even when it's offered to him in his own name. So how much more is God disgusted when false worship is offered in rejection of him? So the principle that creation proclaims the glory of God is not enough to overwrite a dominant rejection of God in a created work, regardless of artistic excellence. And I think that's the point that the Oscars and Hollywood has reached. Most of them are excellent at denying God. They have no interest in being excellent and honoring what's really good, what's really beautiful. And so that's what I think the article misses, and I think that's why there was pushback to the Gospel Coalition article. What do you think? Do the Oscars matter to you? Should they matter to Christians? Should they matter to our culture? I've been Jeffrey Swindoll. Thank you for watching this edition of Jeff Review.